And you know, we've been talking about how everybody's going to the pools and the beaches and all that for Memorial Day, but there's also the reason that we don't want to forget for the holiday, and that is Americans honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
Yeah, and there's actually dozens of events happening across the Bay Area. Mark Douglas is at one. He joins us now from Bay Pine Cemetery in Pinellas Park. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning to you, Lee and Marco, both of you. As you probably know, this is the largest gathering in the Tampa Bay area to honor those who have fallen in service to their nation. Until just a short while ago, all of these seats were filled. Today, we joined hundreds here to observe this Memorial Day in the shadow of the Bay Pines National Cemetery. Now, the crowd here is full of veterans from conflicts stretching all the way back to World War II, if you can believe that. There are dozens of families here as well who came with their children to honor this day. Senator Bill Nelson finished his remarks just a short while ago. He remembered veteran John Glenn, who survived combat in World War II in Korea and nearly perished as an astronaut.
Just as John is going into the blackout period because of the fiery heat of re-entry, the last thing they could hear the communication was John was singing the battle hymn of the Republic.
And of course, John Glenn did survive that to become the nation's first astronaut to orbit the Earth. Plenty of veterans out here. It's really impressive to see the array of ages, people from, 2 to 92, quite literally, and probably beyond. I spoke a little bit ago with a gentleman that survived Iwo Jima. He had shrapnel in his head, and another gentleman who survived Korea, and both of those men, of course, losing fellow soldiers and servicemen in service of their country. And that's, of course, the core purpose of being out here today, to remember those people who died in service of their country. And this cemetery is just full of them. There are thousands of flags out there. Very impressive sight and a very impressive ceremony today here at Bay Pines National Cemetery in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, and Mark, I imagine that there's fewer and fewer World War II veterans left to observe every year.
Well, frankly, I came out here wondering whether there would be any of them, and one of the speakers announced there are actually 2 veterans, and as I just pointed out, I actually met one of those fellows from Iwo Jima who was handing out his life story. He's written up his story. He wants other people to remember and to know what he went through and not to forget that. And the little children out here, I have to say, it's very impressive to see parents bring their children. It's very important for them that this next generation understands the sacrifices that these folks have made in service of their country, the ultimate sacrifice, unfortunately, in too many cases. Marco?
Yeah, just beautiful to pass that along to the kids, for sure. Thank you very much, Mark.